Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Ross. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to calculate the next recurring appointment date for a regular customer in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Angeline in Manhattan, Kansas, one of my gold members. Angeline says, I own a cleaning service. Some of my clients are weekly and some are every other week. I store their last appointment date in their customer record. How can I update their next cleaning due date automatically when I change their previous appointment date? Well, Angeline, there are a couple of ways to do this. Now, the easiest way is if their next appointment date is always a certain number of days after their previous one, then we can just use a calculated field, and you don't have to store two values in the table. Let me show you how to do that. First up, a little prerequisite. If you haven't watched my calculated fields video, go watch that first. All right, go watch it. It's on my website right there, or you can watch it on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description down below the video. So go watch that first, then come back here. Okay? Okay, go do that. Okay, so here I am inside my Tech Help free template. This is a free download off my website. You can go grab a copy if you want to. And in this database, I've got a customer table. And in this customer table, I've got a date field over here called customer since, how long they've been a customer. Let's change this. Let's go to design view. Let's say instead of customer since, we're going to call this last appointment. All right, that's the date they last had an appointment. Let's save that. And we'll go into the customer form. Now, notice it automatically redid it in here, but we're going to change the label. So instead of customer since, it'll say last appointment there. That's just the label. Open up the text box too. Notice here, if you go to all right, last appointment is the control source. Now, the name of the field is still customer since, so we're going to change that too. Okay? Just wanted to bring that to your attention in case you ever change a field in your table. Access will change the control source of that text box, but the name won't change. I don't like that, but that's how they do it. So I'm going to get rid of credit limit. Let's just get rid of that for now. We don't need to see that there. And family size, let's just get rid of that too. All right, so save it, close it, open it back up again. Okay, so let's say this person, I must have changed this to Dennis in a previous class. I don't remember doing that, but this should be me. I'm customer 1 always. Dennis is my middle name. All right, so let's say my last appointment was today. Now you can use the little box here to click on that, or here's a little trick, Control semicolon on your keyboard. Control semicolon. This works in Excel as well. It puts the current date in there. Okay, so there's the previous date. Now I want to put down here a calculated date that'll show my next appointment date. So let's say everybody is due for another appointment after a week. Let's just do that first. It's easier. All right, let me show you how to do that. So we're going to go into design view. We're going to, let's copy this guy. Copy, paste. Okay. And we'll make this one next appointment. And this guy here, we're going to set the name to next appointment. And the control source is now going to be a calculated value. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, and in here, I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing better. Shift F2 zooms in. All right, that's the zoom box. A nice big box. Whatever I put in here is going to go right up in there. And in here, we're going to put equals last appointment plus 7. All right, in Access, the date field, the date values, all right, 1 equals 1 day. So plus 7 is 7 days. All right, 14 will be 2 weeks, for example. All right, hit OK. Save it. Close it. Now, I like to, since this is a calculated field, I like to make it gray. Okay, so I'm going to open up the Format tab here and just make this a light gray. That way the user knows they can't change that. Okay, save, close, open it back up, and there you go. It automatically calculates the next appointment as 7 days in the future. Now, this works great for just one customer at a time. Okay, but if you want to be able to generate a listing of all of these, it's easier and better to do it in a query, because then you can pull up a list of all your customers and who have appointments in the next couple of days. This is just displaying this in the form, which doesn't do us a lot of good. So we'll make a query with a calculated field. That's that other video I wanted you to watch. So create, query design. I'm going to bring in my customer table. Just bring in the star. That'll bring in all the fields. And right over here, we'll make a calculated field. I'll zoom in again, Shift F2. All All right, this is going to be next appointment, colon. All right, calculated fields are a little bit different. In a query, use the colon. It's going to be last appointment plus 7. All right, hit OK. Now, when I run this query, you can see there's all my information, and there's the next appointment date. Now, that's an actual field that is saved in the query. All right, we're not saving 2 fields worth of data. It's still calculated, but it looks like another field. So now I can run queries on this. Okay, I can say, show me everybody with an appointment coming up in the next 2 days. That's a little query criteria. It's another video you can watch. I'll put a link to that down below too. All right, so I'm going to save this as my customer queue, my customer query. And now what we have to do is take this customer form. We're going to go to design view. We're going to change where this form gets its data from. Right now it's pulling its data from the customer table. We're going to switch it over to the customer queue. That's why I put T's and Q's and all that on the ends of my tables and queries. Now, this no longer needs to be a calculated field in here. We can change this to get its data from the actual next appointment field. There's a field in the underlying record source. So save it, close it, close it. We still can't edit it, but at least now it's there. Okay, and now we have it in a query that we can use in other places too. And I can put this in reports. I can set up criteria for that, all kinds of stuff. Right? You want to make a quick list and say, okay, show me everybody who's got, who's due for an appointment tomorrow. You can come in here and say create, query design. Give me that customer queue now. Okay, we're going to bring in the customer ID, first name, last name. We'll bring in the next appointment date, and we'll say that has to be less than date, today's date, plus 1. So anybody who has a next appointment date that is tomorrow or lower, so anybody in the past. So this will be your list of people that you can call to follow up with and say, hey, you're due for an appointment. Now, yeah, some of these dates are really old in here, but you can see the future dates aren't showing up. Okay? All right, I'll close that. All right, now one more thing. Angeline said that some of her clients are weekly and some are bi-weekly, every 2 weeks. So what we're going to do is in the customer table, we're going to add a field. We're going to say appointment frequency. That'll be a number. So you can put however many days they are between appointments. If they're 3 weeks, put 21. All right, let's set the default value in here as 7. By default, we'll say everybody is weekly. Now you're going to want to put default values in here for everybody. If you got just a handful of records, it's easier just to do them by hand. Let's say this one's 7, this one's 14, maybe this one's 21. Another 14 here, a 7. You might get someone who's monthly. Now, in the extended cut, I'm going to show you how to do an exact month. You have to use something called the date add function. But for now, if it's good enough, we'll just put 30 in here. Okay? Or if it's, if it's every 3 months, you can put 90. If it's yearly, you can put 365. I'll show you how to do that exact in the extended cut. All right? Okay, so now, close that. Let's go to our customer form. Let's go to the query first. Let's go to the query, the customer queue design view. So now in the customer table, we have that appointment frequency field. What we're going to do is in here, instead of adding 7, we're going to add appointment frequency to that. And now when I run it, you'll see that the date is updated accordingly. Okay, let's make sure. Let's go to, okay, here's 121, right? That goes to 128. All right, this is 2-1 goes to 215. Perfect. All right, let's put a date in here. Let's go with 1-1 and 30 days in the future, 131. Okay, now we just have to add this to our form. So, customer form, design view. Let's slide this up like that. All right, I'll copy paste. We'll put frequency or number of days, or whatever you want to call it. All right, we'll change this to appointment frequency, change the name too, don't forget. And the format, okay, good. The format isn't a date format, so we'll be able to close that, change that, open it up. Look at that, there we go. And if I change it here, let's say every 10 days, right? Look at that, it updated right to 121 to 131. Whatever you want in there for a frequency. If you want to learn more in the extended cut, we're going to do this stuff. We're going to store that next appointment date in the table. This way, if you get a customer who normally you see every 3 weeks, but they're saying, hey, next week we go on vacation, can you make it 4 weeks or come before? You can manually change that next appointment date as needed, but not change their frequency. Right? You still want to know that they're a 3-week customer. All right, and the only way we can do that is with a little tiny bit of code. A little bit of VBA, just a couple lines. Actually, one line of code, to be honest. And you just have to know where to put it. Then we're going to be able to pick the period. Instead of having just a number of days, what if it's a monthly thing, right? Every month, every 3 months. So we'll do months, quarters, weeks, years. The whole year thing. You get the exact date this way using a function called dateAdd. Okay? That's all covered in the extended cut. This one is 20 minutes long. That's a decent size. And silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. I think we're at about 230 of them now, so there's a lot of stuff to watch. Yeah, you get all of them. And gold members can actually download these sample databases that I build. How do you become a member? Click on the join button below the video. After you click the join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access, too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout-out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.